what a mess. What a mess indeed. But here we are, back for another Finland 4v4. And I'm going to be coming in as the Russians. The rules in this match are you must bring a default build. One of the default builds of the, well, you know what I'm talking about. If you played Empire Total War at least a little bit, you know what I'm talking about. On the default builds, you have tons of artillery. It's just whatever the when you pick the nation, it sets it up as. And here you're going to see as the battle rages to the start, our ally is going to be playing as the Americans at the top with me as I play as Russia. He is going to make a very unwise charge with his regiment of horse, and it gets shred to pieces. Speaking of shred to pieces, with all this artillery, a lot of units are going to be getting shred to pieces. I'm going to quickly go through the lineup here as things are going to get hot and heavy pretty quick on this. Of course, I'm, like I said, going to be playing as the Russians. My claymate artist is going to be playing as the Americans at the bottom, along with Steph as Maratha. Then our other allies, the Americans at the top, is going to be Hannibal the Cannibal, who gets quite quickly cannibalized. Up at the top for our opponents is going to be Rock 2.0, and MTS is going to be playing as Prussia. The other Dutch player is going to be Jack at the top, and Kara will be playing as Prussia at the bottom, alongside of MTS. Up here at the top, they're going to make a quick advance on us, seeing that our noob ally, the Cannibal, is playing quite poorly. They think they've got an easy battle here in the mid of the top. You're going to quickly see that all of our artillery is going to focus on this Dutch advance. And it is quite merciless indeed that we, oh, yeah, quick line coming from everywhere. You're going to see explosive shells come in, possibly from the mortars. Yeah, there are some from the mortars of the Maratha, played by Stefik, and also Artis's quick line is going to come down right down their lines, as well as my quick line going right straight through their front. Then, as you see, they're going to get hit by canister shot as well. It's just brutal, terribly brutal. And then they're getting clipped by lights and light dragoons and everything but the kitchen sink, apparently. It is a bloody affair. Bloody fair indeed, but they are getting in some shots now, finally. At least the top units are. The bottom units, they got to push forward a little bit more to get their shots in as well, but you can see just in time to get some more blasts. I mean, there's so much artillery, it's just coming in from everywhere. It is just, I mean, there's a canister shot right there on them. So it's right about this time that they are going to wisely bid us adieu and try to make their retreat. Now, I do have some cav up at the top of the hill that I had to reinforce our Cannibal the Cannibal, and I'm going to actually take this advantage to start doing a downhill charge on their retreat, just to see if I can break any of these retreating units, because they've come under quite a bit of fire, and I figured it was worth the go. Unfortunately, I do clip some, but you're going to see I'm going to quickly run into something called artillery fire from our opponents and stakes as well. So yeah, it doesn't go well for my little charge here. But I do at least get a few kills off of it, but all in all, it was a bad waste of my cav for what I get out of it. Now down here at the bottom, the Prussian advance is going to be, I think it's actually Kara playing as Prussia, but really he's French, and he's going to be making a push down here at the bottom, but he's going to only push a portion of his army almost to do a skirmish action. Now up here at the top of the hill, You're going to see the Dutch are also, the other Dutch player is making a push against Hannibal the Cannibal, and he's getting in some great shots on the long rifles up there at the tippity top of the hill. But Hannibal the Cannibal is going to push in a cav charge. I think he's thinking he's got all of his lights, and he does chunk some of them there. You can see they went flying. But he shoots some of his own dragoons in the back, and he's going to continue this push, kind of similar to my hasty charge that I did on the other retreating Dutch player. And he's going to slam. He's pushing into the artillery. He actually does do some damage to their artillery. But you can see that he's pushing into quite a massive amount of infantry here. So they're going to quickly rout off the field, but he does get one artillery unit to rout along with him. Unfortunately, he doesn't push up all the lights he has there at the top of the hill. Doesn't push those up to shoot into that mass. And you can see here he's got his two other cav units just sitting here getting artillery fire from the Prussian, I believe MTS. So the Dutch player here at the top is going to just continue to push on the tippy top of the hill, and he is going to take this flank quite easily. As you can see, he doesn't have much opposing him now from Hannibal the Cannibal, as the majority of his force is gone. So down here at the bottom, you can see not much happening. It's mostly artillery exchange, and there is quite a bit of fire come down there. Actually, Artis and Stefik have not taken a tremendous amount of damage at this point of the battle from their opponents at the bottom, but they have dished out quite a bit. As you can see, these mortars are just putting pain all over the field. Now the Dutch up at the top, you can see he's got his guard units up here, the Holland Guard, putting down some pain on the cannibal here, Hannibal the Cannibal. And I think it's at this point he gives up and quits, and you can see all of his units are going to start going downhill in disarray. Hannibal the Cannibal has been consumed, and he's out. So you can see the Dutch player is quickly flanking my position. But down here at the bottom of the hill, you can see Kerr's Prussian French player, men here in the woodland, skirmishing it out with the Maratha, Stefik's Maratha, and he is actually putting some good pain on him down here in the trees. So Kerr is doing a pretty good job here winning that fight, but he is going to pull back as they are threatening a push against his position. So all the way back up here at the top, you can see I've laid in some defensive network as the rest of the American player, Hannibal the Cannibal's AI units go downhill. And here comes the Dutch in for another push in the center as the player at the top comes around my position. Now, you are going to see here that his lights are going to start quickly making some headway against my artillery. Unfortunately, wait, what is this? The Running Man? The Running Man! Or Flash, one of the two. He just decked that guy. And then he backed up a little bit and missed that swing. Oh, and he just falls dead like a dead roach. Gotta back that up and see that again. That was pretty hysterical. I gotta see that one once more. So here we go. He takes his running start, leaps over the stakes, makes his way. Man, I mean, that guy can fly. Yes, I mean, he just stabs him right in the belly. Got him good, and look, he just backs away from that swing, but he just goes down. I mean, he didn't even get stabbed or nothing. The guy was reloading. Look at this. Nobody touches him. He just dies From exhaustion, probably. He just belts over dead. He's too tired to continue on. But my guards are continuing on in the trees here. They're going to continue on and put some pain on some people. Alright, so this woodland is going to provide us a little bit of cover. But you're going to see here, I'm going to push my Cossack infantry into these lights to push them back. It was actually a terrible move on my part. It was almost a full strength unit, and I'm going to get chewed up pushing these lights back. And that was just a terrible, terrible, terrible move on my part. So you can see here some of my defensive positions against these Dutch players up here at the top. You can see the whole Dutch army from one of the players is almost completely flanked around. But I got some pretty good units up there ready to unleash a little pain on them, as you will quickly see. But down here at the bottom, you can see Artist's artillery is under heavy fire from the Dutch players at the top, and they are strafing their artillery down him at an angle, which is going to demolish his artillery. And what's this? What's this? The death of Hannibal the Cannibal's general. AI controlled at this point. But not AI controlled as my guards making their beautiful push here. And my grenadiers coming up. They do take a volley. Didn't time that extremely well. But my grenadiers are going to now start providing some covering fire for what's about to happen. Yeah, look at that. It's beautiful. And here it comes. Stefik making his epic charge. Pushing back the lights of the Dutch player in the center here. He does get quickly chewed up there by the Dutch lines in the trees. And doesn't go as well as he wanted. But up here at the top, my guard cav is going to put some beating on these Dutch players at the tippy top of the hill. As my guards are going to reposition and flank. Man, it's beautiful. Look at this. We're just chewing them up. I mean, this is... Oh, I mean, they're flying everywhere. You see guys just going here and going there. But yeah, this was a great charge on them. These units up here at the top, they're already tired from the push. And just getting that charge from these two guard cav is just not going to be what they wanted. And then my grenadier and my guards are just going to come up here and clean them up in the back. Now I do get shot on this charge here a little bit, but it's still going to be enough to pound them. Then I mean, look at that. That's just beautiful. Right into the artillery. I mean, it is just a thing of art here. A thing of art. I just love it. And here, speaking of art, the artist is going to come up behind me with his light dragoons. My guards are going to just shoot up this whole mess while my guard cav is doing its deed over here. Still holding out. They're starting to waver, but they're troopers, man. They're just pinning down these units so that we can come in here and really make a mess of them. You can see my units putting the bayonet on with the elephants in the back. It's about to get dirty. Here comes Artist Cav doing a charge on them just to keep them in place for the elephants. Man, it is on. It is on. They're routing big time now. We're about to see a mass rout go down. Gosh, this is great. This is just beautiful. Look at that. Mass rout. They're out of there. Look at all those units. We just cleaned house, man. Cleaned them up beautifully. That pretty much takes care of about a massive portion of the two Dutch players at the top. So we're going to just keep pushing forward. You can see we're clearing up as much as we can of these Dutch players up on the top. Elephants doing their thing, getting killed a little bit, but they're doing the damage. Just smashing them down, stomping, tromping, poking, jabbing, everything they can think of. You can see down here at the bottom, the Prussian player sees what's going on, so they're going to make a push on the position at the bottom, trying to make something happen. You can see they've killed off some elephants down here, getting in some damage, but they're taking now quick line from my artillery at the top, plus all of Artist's canister shots coming down from the small hill at the middle. And now Artist has got his cav back downhill, and they're going to come in and around behind. This cav got their work in, didn't they? So now the Jaegers are on the run. They're wavering. You can see just artillery flying everywhere. It is just pandemonium here. These Jaegers are hauling some booties. But they're getting mowed down by some cav too. The cav is getting hit also by Art. The Prussian's going to countercharge onto the American lights here. But they got a quick dose of quicklime all up in their face. That pretty much decimates them. And it pretty much wavers out the American unit too. So here comes another charge by the Dutch player. They're going to go right into the stakes. What our good friend Bennett would say, stick around! Or Arnold would say to Bennett, stick around! Kind of messed that one up. But anyways, here you can see the Dutch player does get a decent charge off. Gets into my artillery and my lights. But he's going to get quick line from the bottom and my other artillery from the top. And that's going to be more than they can handle here. And that's going to rout them out. And that was pretty much the Dutch player's last hope. As that pretty much ends any hope that they had of winning this battle. Dashing the hopes, crushing them down. You can see Artist has got some calves still at the top, doing some damage to him. But anyways, I think this is as good a place as any to go ahead and end this, and we'll go back with a flash of the past with this epic charge into the Dutch player here with my Garde de Corps cav, or whatever they're called. I can't remember at the moment. But very good battle, hard fought by our opponents. A lot of fun. A lot of fun.